This is Better Business Coach, session number 6.
This is the Better Business Coach Podcast, your source for critical sales training, proven education, and actionable worksheets, all downloadable for immediate use. We work hard so you don't have to. Now your host, the rapid growth guy himself, Matthew Pollard.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Better Business Coach. My name is Matthew Pollard and as always, I'm your rapid growth guy. Now, again, if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, please take a second to subscribe to both the audio and the video of this podcast, as I don't want you to miss a thing, and we'll be offering ideologies and trainings like this in the audio podcast. However, the video podcast will also provide you step-by-step training that I walk you through that'll show you how to use the worksheets and the templates that I have spent over a decade creating and perfecting. Now, in this session, I want to talk to you about the 4 focuses of a business coach. As a business coach, we can't just focus on a problem in its isolation. And before we get into templates and things you can do to actually start helping a business, we need to understand that as a coach, we need to focus on vision, strategy, systems, and people. So Earl Nightingale said that successful people are successful purely because they know where they're going. It's that simple. And this is so true. So the first thing as a business coach that we need to focus on is the organizational vision, their why. If they don't know where they're going, then there is no business future of growth. You need to have a plan of where you're going and why it's important. And not only why is it important for making money, but why that's important for the business owner. If you want them to drive their business to success, it needs to be a why that they can identify with. More than that, it also needs to be identifiable for each and every one of the staff members. See, if they can get behind the vision and the business owner is driving that vision, then the staff will feel like they're on a bus that's on its way to success. And as a result, everybody will work hard to achieve that goal. You'll also find customers will get behind the vision and start to promote the business because they understand where the business is heading. And this is, as a business coach, one of the major milestones that we need to achieve. You'll be surprised how many businesses don't have a vision at all, let alone something that the staff, the business owner, and their customers can get behind. Next, strategy. See, even if you know where you're going, you need to have a step-by-step plan on how to get there. If you don't, then it's going to be one of those plans that you will just never achieve. It's going to be one of those, one day we'll get there and one day will just never come. So as a business coach, what we want to do is we want to help work with them to map out a step-by-step plan by using things like gap analysis and some worksheets that I will give you access to that'll help them create here are the milestones or the steps along the road to where I will one day get to this success. And we'll talk about things like SMART goals on how to set goals that are specific in their nature and time-based so that a client commits to these specific milestones and when they'll be achieved so that they can start to see themselves working towards success. And when they hit certain milestones, they'll see that they're getting closer to their vision. This works so well for motivation because as you get closer to that vision, you will find that people will work harder, longer, and become more productive, as well as working smarter and thinking better because they can see and they're motivated by the fact that they're achieving. Third, we need to focus on the organizational systems to make processes repeatable, to measure performance, and to hold people accountable. So many people have systems that just don't work. And especially if we're looking at obtaining rapid growth for a customer, the last thing we want to do is have a whole influx of sales and then find out that their systems don't work and they have to go out and get paperwork re-signed or paperwork issues fixed or they've sent out a bunch of orders and they were the wrong orders because the system doesn't work. It's fine to have to redo things occasionally because you only have a few customers. But if you start to grow those customer bases, all of a sudden you're going to have huge problems. Secondly, I find when I start working with clients, huge amounts of the business owner's time is spent apologizing to clients and redoing jobs to make sure the quality is there just because the systems aren't where they need to be. So what we need to do as coaches is help them structure and set up these systems. And again, I'll offer you templates and worksheets to help you do this. It's just important that as a coach, you understand that you need to be constantly working on this. And the other one that you don't want to avoid is the sales and marketing system. You need to help them understand that niche marketing, differentiation is important, and so is sales. If this is something that isn't your passion or isn't something that you have experience in, it's quite frequently something that a coach will shy away from. Now, in about 2 months, I'm going to be launching a podcast called Get More Customers, and that will help you develop those skill sets to be able to help your clients with that. In the meantime, don't shy away from it. Use a sales coach to offer you the ability to be able to provide that service, because while it may cost you a few hours of coaching in the initial stages, it will surely make up for it in the number of hours you get from the increased sales in the future. Now, I'm not suggesting starting by outsourcing to a sales coach. Certainly not. You need to get your strategy, you need to get your vision, and you need to get all the systems in place to handle your current customer base and a growth in sales. Then, once you've built their trust and you start to show them increases in productivity and profitability, you can then suggest getting a sales coach in to be able to assist with the things that you're not as competent with. Unless by then you've listened to my podcast and it's making you feel comfortable enough to be able to help clients with that as well. Finally, you need to be conscious of the people. And people is a massive focus. We need to make sure that we have the right people to help the organization grow. We need to make sure we're hiring the right people. So many business owners hire the wrong people just because they need somebody quickly, they don't have time to interview, and they don't want to hire a recruitment agency because they're trying to save costs, which I can perfectly understand. However, you still have to make sure you're hiring the right people, because otherwise the people leave, or the people don't provide the job the way you need the job done, and the business owner ends up focusing continually on fixing problems and retraining people because they didn't get it right the first time and the staff member has left. You also want to make sure that each staff member is on board with the vision. And if you don't have the vision yet, you can't hire staff or get them on board with the vision, and you don't get an inclination on whether or not they're excited about it. So make sure the vision comes first, and that's why we're doing it in this order. But you want staff, when you're hiring, to hear the vision and get excited about it and be pumped about growing forward together. See, if a staff member isn't excited about you growing and isn't excited about the organizational vision, they're not going to portray that to customers. And what that means is that the customers won't get on board with the vision, and they won't start to portray that to their friends and their business colleagues to use your service. So that's why all of them are so important. And again, if you've got a strong sales system, for instance, when you're hiring sales people, you can have a different strategy. If you've got a strong sales script, you don't need to hire people that have huge amounts of sales experience. As a matter of fact, sometimes it's better to retrain them with the scripts that you have. So to go over them again, you need to work on 4 things with your clients. You need to help them create a strong vision that both the business owner, the staff, and the customers can all get on board with. And you need to create a strategy for how to get to that vision and the steps along the way that are necessary to get there. You need to create systems that both handle all of the processes without defects and without customer complaints for the clients that you have now, as well as create systems that can handle your growth for future sales that come in and rapid growth which is what you're going to be able to help them achieve through the coaching templates that I'll provide you with. And also, you need to make sure that all current staff and all future hires get on board with the vision, and you hire people with the right competencies, the right communication skills, and the right motivations to help the business owner get where they need to be. See, if you don't focus on all four, none of it will work, because you can't get to the vision if the staff aren't on board with it. You can't get to the vision if the systems don't work. And you can't get to the vision if the strategy and the steps aren't mapped out, because the staff members don't know what they're doing to help you get there. So as a coach, we have to focus on all four, and that's how you're going to get to the full success. So as we go through the templates, make sure that you're speaking about each one of these four elements. And what I want you to do is, when you leave any coaching session, I want you to ask yourself, did you focus the session on each one of these, or did you leave one of them out and not focus on it enough? And if that's the case, remember that and make sure that you fix that in the next session and be more focused on the one that you left out. Because again, the last thing you want to do is have a strong vision without strong staff or any of the other situations to occur. So again, I hope that helps your understanding about what we're trying to achieve as business coaches and what we need to work on as business coaches. As always, if you haven't posted a review on iTunes yet, please do so. I'd love to hear what comments you have, and I'd love to hear if this is helping you as much as I hoped it would when I decided to create this podcast for you. So please hop on iTunes, post a review, and give it the star rating that you think it's worthy. Thank you very much again for your time. I love sharing these sessions with you, and I look forward to the next session of Better Business Coach. Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening to the Better Business Coach podcast. Head over to MatthewPollard.guru for links, recaps, and any downloadable templates mentioned in this and every show. Also, if you've not already rated our new podcast in iTunes, we'd love your support. Simply leave a review and the star rating you think worthy. Hey, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Thank you in advance, and see you next time.